Jenny had always been a hopeless romantic. She loved reading stories about true love and soulmates, and she had always dreamed of finding her own happily ever after. But as she got older, she began to wonder if she would ever find her soulmate. She had been in a few relationships, but none of them had ever felt quite right. It was like something was always missing. One day, while out for a walk in the park, Jenny saw a man sitting on a bench, reading a book. She couldn't quite explain it, but she felt an inexplicable pull towards him. She felt like she had known him for years, even though they had never met. As she walked closer, the man looked up and their eyes locked. It was like time stopped for a moment as they gazed into each other's eyes. Jenny's heart skipped a beat as she felt a deep connection with this stranger. Without a word, the man stood up and walked towards Jenny. As they reached each other, he took her hand in his and they both knew that they were meant to be together. Over the next few months, Jenny and the man, whose name was Jack, spent every moment they could together. They talked for hours about everything and anything, and they quickly realized that they had a deep and unbreakable bond. As the years passed, Jenny and Jack's love only grew stronger. They got married and started a family, and they knew that they had found their soulmate. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever. Jenny and Jack were both in their mid-30s when they met. They had both been through a few relationships before, but they had never felt a connection like this. From the moment they met, they knew that they were meant to be together. Jenny and Jack were both in their mid-30s when they met. They had both been through a few relationships before, but they had never felt a connection like this. From the moment they met, they knew that they were meant to be together. They spent their early days together exploring the city and getting to know each other. They went on long walks, had picnics in the park, and talked for hours about their hopes and dreams. They quickly realized that they had a deep and unbreakable bond. As their relationship grew, Jenny and Jack faced a few challenges. They had different interests and hobbies, and they sometimes had to work to find a balance. But they always made an effort to support each other and make their relationship a priority. Despite the challenges, Jenny and Jack knew that they were meant to be together. They were deeply in love and they knew that they had found their soulmate. They got married in a small ceremony surrounded by their close family and friends, and they knew that they would spend the rest of their lives together. Jenny and Jack were happily married for many years. They had 2 children and they built a life together filled with love and happiness. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever. After they got married, Jenny and Jack settled down in a small house in the suburbs. They were both busy with their careers. Jenny was a teacher and Jack worked in finance, but they always made time for each other. They had a strong and loving relationship, and they were each other's best friend. They supported each other through all of life's challenges and celebrated each other's successes. As their children grew up and left the nest, Jenny and Jack found that they had more time to focus on each other. They traveled the world, trying new foods and experiencing different cultures. They also took up new hobbies, such as gardening and painting, and they enjoyed learning and growing together. Even as they got older, Jenny and Jack's love never wavered. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever. Jenny and Jack's love was a true partnership. They supported each other in all aspects of life and were always there for each other. Jenny was the more outgoing of the two, and she often took the lead in social situations. She loved meeting new people and trying new things, and Jack was happy to follow her lead. Jack was more reserved and introspective, but he was always there to listen and support Jenny when she needed it. Together, they formed a perfect balance. They complemented each other's strengths and helped each other overcome their weaknesses. They were each other's rock, and they knew that they could always count on each other no matter what. As they grew older, Jenny and Jack faced a few health challenges. They both had to undergo surgeries and deal with chronic conditions, but they always faced these challenges together. They were each other's biggest support system, and they knew that they could get through anything as long as they had each other. Even in their golden years, Jenny and Jack were still deeply in love. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever. They were each other's soulmate, and they knew that their love would last a lifetime. Jenny and Jack's love was tested many times over the years, but they always found a way to come back to each other. They had their fair share of disagreements and fights, but they always made an effort to communicate and resolve their issues. One of the biggest challenges they faced was when Jenny's mother became ill and needed to move in with them. It was a difficult and stressful time, but Jenny and Jack worked together to care for her. They took turns helping her with her medications and appointments, and they made sure that she was comfortable in her new home. Through it all, Jenny and Jack's love for each other never wavered. They leaned on each other for support and comfort, and they knew that they could get through anything as long as they were together. After Jenny's mother passed away, Jenny and Jack were left with a deep sense of loss. They grieved together and supported each other through their grief. But they also knew that they had each other, and that was a source of strength and comfort. As the years passed, Jenny and Jack's love only grew stronger. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever. They were each other's soulmate, and they knew that their love would last a lifetime. As Jenny and Jack grew older, they started to think about their legacy. They wanted to make sure that their love and their story would be remembered long after they were gone. They started to document their journey together, writing letters to each other and creating a scrapbook filled with pictures and memories. They also recorded their stories, sharing their experiences and their love with the world. Jenny and Jack's children and grandchildren loved hearing about their love story, and they were inspired by their dedication to each other. They knew that Jenny and Jack's love was something special and something to be admired. In their final years, Jenny and Jack knew that their time together was coming to an end. They were at peace with their mortality, knowing that they had lived a full and happy life together. They held hands and said their goodbyes, knowing that their love would live on forever. As they closed their eyes for the final time, Jenny and Jack were at peace. They knew that they had found their soulmate, and that their love would last a lifetime and beyond. They were grateful for every moment they had together, and they knew that they were meant to be together forever.